There's two things on everybody's mind this month. Number one is interest rates, and number two is what's going to happen in Massachusetts on the 15th when home sellers are no longer able to choose an offer based on whether the buyer does or does not want a home inspection. I'm Steph Saunders with Foundation Brokerage Group, and this is the Upside Downside Real Estate Report special report. We're going to do things a little different this month. Let's start with the upside on interest rates. The upside is they've been pretty consistent around 6.5 since last December. Yes, they dropped down a little bit a couple weeks ago, then they went back up. It's going to keep going around like that, 6.25, 6.5 for conventional. Maybe you can get a 5.9 if you have an FHA. But this is how it is, and it's going to be like this. Here's the downside until the end of next year, 2026. It's going to be in the sixes. Hey, you can always buy it down into the fives if you want. You just have to pay for points. But there's a reason why this is a slow to release interest rate. There's a whole treasury thing. You can look into that. The spread is still too big. But the other reason is because there's still so much pent up buyer demand and people are just waiting and waiting and waiting for like 3 or 4% interest rates. And if they come down too fast, all of those people are going to buy homes and it's just going to cause the prices to go high again. So listen, if you're waiting to buy a home, it only gets more expensive. All right, the upside to the new law in Massachusetts saying that home sellers will not know if a buyer is going to inspect their home because a buyer is no longer allowed to waive home inspections. This is great. Buyers want to know what they're buying. They want to know what they're getting into. And for many years, due to our lack of inventory and our fast moving market, a lot of older homes, a lot of homes in general have had waived inspections in order to get a leg up to win the house. The downside is time. Time kills all deals. It's going to make it more challenging for the seller who needs to sell this house, has a home sale contingency in order to move on to the next property, be it a bigger house or a smaller house. The reason being is the contingency period is going to be longer than it has been in quite a few years, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Things have really moved fast, and this will give everybody more time to make sound decisions. However, it will be a little bit longer for these sellers with home sale contingencies to be fully under agreement to actually be viable candidates to qualify to win the next house or to be competitive to win the next house. I see bridge loans coming back into fashion in order to help with this process, but it will be a little bit more challenging, as it has been for the last couple years, to sell your house one morning and buy another house the afternoon. It's getting harder for everything to line up. So it's going to take some more management of all the puzzle pieces, but we'll figure it out together. I'm Steph Saunders with Foundation Brokerage Group. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out. Get out there and enjoy this beautiful fall weather. Do some apple picking, some pumpkin picking. Just enjoy the sunshine. And I'll see you next month for another episode of the Upside Downside Real Estate Report.